Hello everybody and welcome to an impromptu video update. Impromptu because I'm recording it at 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. Don't ask me why. I have these strange urges to do things at the most strangest of times at the moment. Just roll with it, okay? You won't know the difference. It's me that's suffering here. But it's not impromptu because I was planning to give you an update at some point this month, because there's a few changes to the channel in terms of the series that's happening, and it's been a while since the last video update. This will not be a quick one, I don't apologise. I'm not going to say it because it won't be. It's going to be a long and rambly one because you know, it's the way it is. You know me by now. And there'll be also a rather strange thumbnail picture of me pulling a strange, weird face. It's the same old thing. Some things never change. Anyway, so bear with me. Right, okay, so the video update, we're going to be discussing a variety of different things. It's mainly going to be channel stuff, keep it on theme, keep it on topic, but we're going to start by talking about the current circumstances because, well, we can't not, can we? My last video update was March the 18th. In that I discussed the symptoms that I had, just before the video update went up. The virus that's going round, that nasty piece of work that it is, I think I had it, my mother had it, still believe that to this day. Maybe at some point in the future we'll know if there's some kind of antibody test or whatever, but it wasn't pleasant. And since then we've all been in a state of lockdown at some point across the world. Everybody across the world at some point has been into some form of lockdown, and it's been tough. Several months of isolating, lack of social contact, unable to do the hobbies that you do, such as going to the gym, playing football, or other social activities that you like to do in your spare time. We've all been deprived of that, and it's been tough. It really has. Now, I don't consider myself to be somebody that suffers with mental health issues. Might be completely incorrect, because maybe we all have issues, just in different scales of different scales. But I mean, I've had mood swings and I've had down days, so my heart goes out, and thoughts go out to people who do have issues with that this time has exacerbated, because that's making life doubly, triply tough for you guys. So I just sincerely hope that you are coping, you have coped with the circumstances, and that you have come out of it, not the worse for wear. I mean, I do work with people that do have issues, and they've been very open and honest to how it's made them feel, and it's been quite interesting to hear their stories. It really has. It's been a very tough time. Now, one thing that I set out to do at the very start of this period was to put as much content as possible out there, not just in terms of videos per week, but in terms of the amount of series that I'm doing. So I went back to the old days of doing 5 series at a time, and the reason was mainly to give you guys something to watch, during a period of being in lockdown. If you're stuck at home with nothing to do, what can I do? If I was to put stuff out there that you can potentially watch, and it can just give you a bit of ease, that you sort of lose and escape the madness for a period of 40 minutes if it was a regular video or so, or if it was a stream for a few hours, just that bit of release, just that something to take your mind off things. If any of my videos over the past sort of 2 to 3 months have helped you to achieve that, then for me that is all I set out to do. And of course, from my own perspective, I enjoy doing this. It is a hobby to me. I don't consider it a job or work, and therefore I enjoy it immensely. And so by increasing the things that I'm doing on the channel, it helps me as well, because it's my enjoyment. I'm enjoying playing all these different games as well. So hopefully you found some solace and some escape from the madness with the videos that I've been putting out over the past few months. But there has been positives from this experience. it's important to take away positives if you can, because in addition to the negatives, the social isolation and all the other bad stuff that's come out of it, there's good things too, because I'm sure I'm not the only one, but there are other people out there that have taken up new hobbies and new things that they've done because they've been forced to do, really, you know, such as for me cooking. I've been in the kitchen a lot more than I usually am, and I've really enjoyed it, and I will continue to do that after the lockdown period has ended and we're back to normality. It is getting there already here in the UK with the easing of certain restrictions, but I will continue to continue with the cooking. I shop. I still shop now. My mum can probably go shopping now. She's out of the shielding time, but I'm still doing it, not because I enjoy it particularly, but because I feel like, well, my mum why should she go shopping now? She's 73. She should be relaxing and stuff. You know, let me do the shopping, because she used to come back from shopping and she used to be in agony with her back. She's got osteoarthritis, and I've told her we can get delivery done. You know, we can. I don't want to do delivery. She said, I don't want to do delivery. So you know, I'm happy to continue shopping. If she wants to go shopping to get out of the house, then she's free. You know, she's free to do so. But if she's not feeling up to it, I'll do the shopping. It's not a problem. I used to hate shopping. I'm still not a big fan, but because I'm in that routine and doing it, it's not a problem. I'll do the shopping, and the shops aren't as scary a place as I used to think. You know, when you know what you're getting, I write my little list out, and I'm now that proficient that I can write my list in the order of where I'm going to go up and down the aisles, so that I'm not backtracking and, you know, in the one-way system. I've got it all mapped out in my head, and I can fly around Tesco in 45 minutes. The trolley's full, bing bang bong, I'm at home. I'm home within an hour, so it's not too bad at all. So there's a lot of positives. I know people that have spoken to neighbours that they have never spoken to before, because when you're socially starved, you start clinging. You know, if you see the neighbours over the road and you think, you know, I'm just another person, bloody hell, hi, how you doing? You just you know, and I know people that have talked to neighbours and got friendly with neighbours that they've just never spoken to, and they've lived together, you know, lived next to each other maybe for 2, 3, 4 years, and it's just strange. So there are positives to take away. One of the positives for me also is I'm in a position where I can work from home. And as much as it's a pain working from home full time, because, you know, it is that sort of isolation, working from home on your own. You do have Microsoft Teams and things, but it's not the same as having banter in the office. So, but it has highlighted to me that I can do it, because I was very anti-work from home. I could work from home before the lockdown, but I never used to do it. People used to work from home once a week in our team, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do work from home, thank you very much. But now that I've done it full time, I'm actually more open to it, and I can see the benefits of it. You know, there's a lack of travel, which saves a bit of time. It allows me more time to record videos. I can record videos in my lunch break if I want, or at least I can finish earlier because there's no travelling, and I can get out of bed early, get out of bed later than I would at work, but start earlier. So it works. It really does work. So in terms of going back to the office, for me personally, I won't be going back to the office this year. There's no rush for our team to go back to the office because we can work from home, and so might as well get used to it. But even when we do go back, I think I'm possibly going to be working from home 3 days a week and going to the office too, which is going to be a very, very, very happy medium. I get 2 days of office time for catch-ups and a bit of banter and chat, to be able to work on maybe important tasks without distractions, you know, save those for those days that I work in the office, so that I've not got my mum, you know, barging into Microsoft Teams meetings and whatever else she does without knowing, forgetting that I'm actually working. I am at home with her, but I am still working, you know. So yeah, there are some positives to take away, certainly, from the experience, but there are certainly some negatives as well. So, but there you go. Right, okay. Ramble over about the current circumstances. Let's move on to the next thing, which is Patreon. Let's go to Patreon stuff and get that out of the way. I don't like to talk about it too much. I don't like to feel like I'm doing some kind of advertising campaign, but I think it's important to thank a few people here who have subscribed to my Patreon, because in this very difficult time, in this uncertain time where people may have lost jobs, maybe on furlough if you're in the UK or any equivalent wherever you might be, government grants to support the self-employed and the employed. It's been a difficult time. So for people to continue to support Patreon in that time, it's you know, it's a double thank you. because, you know, just because of the circumstances. Now, there has been 3 new people who need to be thanked, who have signed up since my last video update, and that is Andy Bowser, Groggy and Dark Phoenix. So thank you all for becoming new Patreon members. But I also want to go back and thank everybody who is currently signed up, because, as I said, you've supported through the very difficult time that we've been through, and some of you guys have been, well, most of you guys have been all here since last year. So it's continued support, which is very much appreciated. So we've got Toby the Killer, James Taylor, The Second Love, Crollis, Josh Kemp, Michael Mullen, The Jester Channel, Julian, Grant Dingledine, Bradley Kleist, Crazy Canuck, Magnus Sand, Ted Shah and Chris Sandland. So thank you all for your long-term Patreon support. It is, as I said, very much appreciated indeed. So just a reminder for those of you that might not be aware, the Patreon is a way for people to donate that wanted to donate as a way of saying thank you. But the way I'm running it is it's a way to fund the channel. So I want your support to help grow the channel and keep the channel going, to provide entertainment for other people and of course for me as well. So I purchase upgrades to things with the Patreon money, and I purchase the games that I'm playing with the Patreon money. I don't spend the Patreon money on myself, generally speaking. In fact, I haven't done, really. I haven't bought sort of, you know, personal things with it. It's all been computer game related stuff. The most personal thing I've bought with the Patreon money is the mugs that I buy. I buy maybe 1 mug every couple of months. But it's a gaming mug, and it's you know, I bought a Stardew Valley mug, and I've now got a Deus Ex mug and a Baldur's Gate mug as well. Just from the games that I'm playing, the ones that I really enjoy, I might purchase a mug every so often, and that's with the Patreon money. But I put it on the Discord server. I put it in. I've shown people in streams the mugs that I've got. You know, it's just a little keepsake, a little reminder when the series finishes of the series that I've really enjoyed. But yeah, lights, I got those, you know, the lights behind me as well, got those with Patreon money. I am planning on getting a new microphone. It's on hold because what I want isn't in stock at the moment in the circumstances, but that's going to be the next upgrade. So the webcam I got, my keyboard broke, and I got a new keyboard, gaming keyboard and mouse. So these kind of things that are computer game related, the games that I've bought for the series that I'm playing now and things, they've all come out of Patreon's money. So you know, you're funding the channel, you're helping the channel grow, you're helping the quality content go up. So that's what it's for. There's no tiered system with it. It's all, you set your own donation, whether you repeat that or whether it's a one-off donation. You know, you can set it up for 1 month and then cancel it. You just set your own limit. There's no paywalls, there's no tiered systems, there's no unique member access only for Patreons. It's nothing like that. All my content is available for free should you wish to see it, but if you do wish to support, there is an option to do so. Links are in the description of all videos. There's a little icon on my front page of my channel, and that's as much as you're going to see from it. You might get the occasional video like this once in a blue moon, but other than that, I don't like to push it in people's faces. So thank you all for your support. It is much appreciated, and you can all you know, be rather pleased and proud that you're helping you know, fund entertainment for other people. So you know, everybody should be thanking you, really. So thank you. Right, let's move on to the channel then. So current series, new series, and then we'll finish off by talking about my plans for a new computer. So right, we'll start with the current series, of course, easiest to remember. I'm currently playing Pillars of Eternity 2. I'm just going to put my timer on here. Don't want to be going too long. Right, 40 minutes. We're fine. We're good. Pillars of Eternity 2 has just started. I'm playing that as an old school RPG, kind of old school LP series. So there's not going to be many streams with Pillars of Eternity 2. It's going to be old school videos, no webcams. I'm going to try and start feeding in a bit of narrative occasionally to help enhance the story, Fedoran's story, give you a bit more about his history and things. It is coming. It hasn't been happening at the moment because I'm struggling with the game at the moment. More about that now, because I'm talking about Pillars of Eternity. The game is tough. The game is tough. It really is on veteran in the early stages. I expected this because it was the same in the first game. When you've got a small party, not all your characters, and your characters don't have some of the abilities that they get a little bit later that make things a bit easier for crowd control and things like that. The early stages I anticipated being tough, and they are. I have recorded 2 sessions today. I've died in the past 3 sessions. I finished the latest session, which you'll be seeing on Thursday. I finished that session by closing the game down without even saying goodbye, because I was that miffed off. The game is tough, and it's made even tougher because I'm playing in a kind of a strange way for me, and almost maybe a counterintuitive way, because your tanks are usually sword and shield. Well, my tank is now going to be two-handed without a shield. Priests are normally, normally at the back, casting their healing spells and casting their buffs so they're not interrupted and not getting damaged. No, my priest is up front with a sword and shield. It's different. It's something different. It's a different way of playing for me. It's a way to try something new, keep it a little bit fresh. We've already played the first game in a certain way, so I want to play the second game in a slightly different way. But it's proving to be difficult, and I'm refusing to turn the difficulty down. My solution? To bring back a certain dwarf. I think Nadog needs to return. Having a created character to buff the party numbers at the start of the game right now seems like a good option. I won't be using that character all the time because I want to experience the story characters, but for this particular moment in time, that little dwarf's maniacal, berserking, hacking and slashing with his axe kind of ways will be very welcome. So I'm going to be creating Nadog, and I might also create another character just to make the party 5, so that we can have a bit of a better chance against some of these enemies that we're facing, which is very, very tough with 3. But yeah, Pillars of Eternity 2 will last for some time, because it's going to be a long one. It's a long game, and we're not streaming as well, so that's going to slow the pacing down. But it's a long-term project. CK2 is finishing. CK2 is finishing after the death of the current ruler, which could be a year, could be 6 months, could be 30 years, in-game of course. I think he's 38 now, so we're in the lap of the gods as to how long this campaign runs for. I'm hoping it's going to be for a little while yet, because as soon as he dies, the campaign will end, and that will also bring the curtain down on my CK2 playing time. Now, I've loved that game. It's the most hours in my Steam library. I've had a blast with it. I don't replay games, as you know, and I've played 4 series on the channel of this game. And each series has got better and better for me in terms of my enjoyment. This current series that I'm playing now has been the one that I've enjoyed the most out of all of the series. I've had an absolute blast playing as the Johanssons. Some right characters have come out of it. So to be able to play a game after so many years and so many series on the channel and still have that same amount of enjoyment, and even more so, is testament to how good a game it is. So when I draw the curtains down, it will be a very sad time for me, because it's a game that I've really enjoyed over the years. But I'm looking forward to CK3. More about that when we get to the future series. Red Alert has finished, so that's now freed up a bit of a slot. Last of Us 2 will be finishing soon enough. I think another 2, maybe 3 streams tops left of that game, so that'll be finishing soon as well. And Mount and Blade is probably going to be finishing. Now, Mount and Blade is currently on hold while I figure out what the hell's going on with it, because if you attended the last stream of that game, or you've attended the couple of recent Last of Us 2 streams, or you remember the Discord server, you might realise that I've been having some problems following a recent Windows feature update that was installed on my computer in June the 13th, June the 16th, something like that. It was the November feature update, which I got 7 months later. But it's caused my computer to have issues, some sort of graphical issues it seems, because I've noticed a few graphics problems as time has progressed since it was installed. And Mount and Blade is one of them. Constantly crashing. I get sort of error messages and all kinds going wrong with it. Now, I unfortunately didn't realise this. I had a problem with this Windows update until it was too late. You usually get a 10-day rollback period. If things cock up, you can roll back to the previous version if you do it within 10 days. I was outside of the 10 days. I've tried to find a restore point before the install. No, none of them either. Tried to uninstall it manually. Nope, didn't happen. So I'm kind of stuck with it. And because it's a finished version, aka I've got it late and therefore it's already been finished, it's not going to be patched, it's not going to be updated. I've got the finished article and it's not working on my computer properly. Or it is, but it's just caused a problem. It must be a driver conflict or something. So I'm kind of stuck with it. I'm trying to force the May feature update through. There's a May feature update, which I'll probably get in December, 6 months later again. But if I can force that May update through, it might help. It might be a better version for me. Currently, my computer's not having it. Windows Update says no. Your computer says no. So I don't know how to force it through. But if you've got any ideas, folks, if you're Windows experts, let me know any sort of thing I can try, because I'm struggling. And if I can't fix this problem, Mount & Blade is going to have to be brought to an end, and a premature end, unfortunately. Now, I just will finish this off by saying that I actually planned to finish Mount & Blade when I became a count, or aka a ruler of a city. That was my intended end goal with this character. I didn't want to go all the way to becoming a king, or my independent ruler, or whatever, because you'd have to pump more hours into it, and I was really using Mount & Blade 1 as a kind of a precursor to number 2. I haven't played the game since it was released. Haven't played the game for 10 years, but got around to playing it, tried it, really enjoyed it, and thought, well, I'm not going to play the game to death and then play Mount & Blade 2, because it's too close together. So if I play it a little bit, get a taster of it and enjoy it to a certain point, but leave myself plenty to do, so that if there's similar things to do in Mount & Blade 2, I can still do those without it feeling stale or old, then great. So I've experienced that. We were very close to becoming a count, I think, with our character. We were rising through the ranks and stuff. So we're not too far from the end point anyway. So even if I do end it now, I'm actually quite satisfied that I've dipped my toe into Mount & Blade, and when Mount & Blade 2 comes out, I'm going to be chomping at the bit to play that fully and properly, a proper full playthrough. This bit of a taster, and it's been a successful taster as well. So thank you all for those of you over the past 10 years that have badgered me to play it. I've finally got round to it, in my own time. So the upshot of this section is 4 games will be dropping off the old list, which will be replaced by 3 more, because I'm going down to 4 game series rather than 5. We're getting to some sense of normality now. As I said, restrictions are easing and stuff, so I'm going to be doing things that I normally would do, such as football. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm hoping football will start again. Going to friends' houses and stuff. I'm going next Friday to a friend's house. I was supposed to be going this Friday, but this particular friend has got pancreatitis and she's in hospital, unfortunately. But so I'm going to start to be doing things, because I've missed being a social being. It's made me realise, as much as I do like playing video games, and as much as I do like to be independent and kind of on my own for the most part, I still do like social interaction, funnily enough. You don't know you don't know what you've got until it's gone, they say, don't they? And not being able just to pop to my friends on a Friday evening, even if it's just once a week, that once a week actually could be working wonders for you in terms of your kind of mental well-being, and you just don't realise it, because when it was whipped away from me, being able to just pop to a mate's house, have a get-together with mates and stuff, it's it has had an effect. So as we get a bit busier, I'm going to have a little bit less time, so I'm going to go from 5 to 4 game series, and the 4 game series that we'll be playing to replace those that are dropping off very imminently, of course, Pillars of Eternity 2 already ongoing. CK2 will be replaced by 3 Kingdoms Total War, which will be starting probably 2 or 3 weeks after the end of CK2, because I need to get into the spirit of the time period. There's a couple of programs to watch that people have suggested on YouTube, and there's also some stuff to read, something that somebody's put together on the Discord for me to read, some history of the time period. So I like to roleplay, and I like to get engrossed in what I'm doing for storytelling purposes and stuff. So I want to really learn about this particular period of time and this particular period of history. So I'm going to be doing that research after I finish CK2. So there's going to be a bit of a gap until I'm ready to start the Three Kingdoms campaign. In addition to that, I need to learn the game. I don't want to be learning it on camera. I want to learn the basics, and so that I come into it knowing a little bit, so I can just crack straight on and play it without being a complete utter moron. So there'll be a little bit of a gap, but it will be coming. Probably, I don't want to give you a date, but I'm thinking it's going to be near enough end of August for Three Kingdoms. And that moves us on to the next series, which will be Return of the Obra Dinn. That will be replacing the Red Alert Sunday stream. Hopefully it will be a bit more relaxing. I have been meaning to play this for some time, and I will now get round to playing it. So looking forward to that. That will be starting as of this Sunday. And then finally, replacing Last of Us 2 will be another game that's been on my sort of list of games that people have mentioned numerous times to me. Metro 2033. I'm finally going to give it a go. I have also got the second game in my Steam library. I haven't got the third game yet, but if I like the first one, I may be playing the whole lot, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to be starting Metro, so that's going to be replacing Last of Us 2. That will be a bit of a mixture. It'll be kind of a stream/LP series mixed, I think. Well, that one. But there you go. So that will be the 4 series going forward for the foreseeable future: PoE 2, Three Kingdoms, Metro, and Returning the Obra Dinn. So lots to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to all of those games, and I hope you are going to dip in and dip out of at least a couple of them, if it's your cup of tea. But that's not all that's on my list of games that I want to play, because my list of games that I want to play is rather long, and I just thought I'd quickly run down some of the games on my list that I'm hoping to get round to in the next couple of years. And this list is prone to grow. So Baldur's Gate 2 Throne of Ball. We haven't yet finished Godan's story in Baldur's Gate 2 properly. That's to finish off. Plan to play that close to the release of Baldur's Gate 3, the full release, not the early access. So that's also on the list of games to play. Baldur's Gate 3 probably will be next year. Mount and Blade 2 full release next year, definitely high up on my list. Outer Worlds RPG goodness coming to Steam in December. That is also high up on my list. There are some games that have been released on Steam that were PlayStation exclusives. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming out very shortly, and I noticed that Heavy Rain was on Steam, was put on there last month, and one particular game was put on there that I've not played, that I wanted to play at the time, but I never had a PS3, and that's Beyond Two Souls. One of those is it Quantic Dream the company's called? One of those kind of quick time event games similar to Heavy Rain. I wanted to play that. I still want to play that. I think it'll make a decent stream series. So I'm going to be looking to stream that at some point. So that's on my list. Pathfinder Kingmaker. Another RPG. Isometric. Old school. I heard some good things about that. Might want to give that a try. Wasteland 2 and 3. Wasteland 3 is coming out. Wasteland 2 is on my Steam library. I have been asked by a few people to play that, and I quite fancy playing that, just never got round to it yet. Given my current track record, might get round to it 2025. Far Cry 5 I've just purchased on the Steam sale. Quite fancy playing that. I've never played a Far Cry on the channel. I don't think. No, I haven't. No, I did plan on playing one at one point, but no, I haven't. So I might fancy playing that on the channel. Have a bit of a run through on Far Cry 5, a bit of a light-hearted fun in a probably not a light-hearted world, but hey ho, we'll make fun of it. Cyberpunk, the big game of the year, gotta be played. Medieval 1212, which is an overhaul mod for Attila. That looks pretty good. Quite fancy that. And then a little game called Littlewood. which is kind of a love child between Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. It's got some really good reviews on Steam, and it looks like the perfect Sunday stream candidate. I really enjoyed Stardew Valley, and especially when I started doing that's what spawned the sort of relaxing Sunday stream series. And you know, sitting down to play Stardew Valley on a Sunday night, I absolutely loved it. I really did. So if I can get a similar vibe with Littlewood going, that's going to be really fun. And from the reviews, I think that could well be the case. I've got a feeling it's going to be one of those games that ends up being a really successful series, out of nowhere kind of thing. I really do, looking at what I've seen of it. So I'm going to be giving that a try, and it could well be as early as replacing Return to the Obra Dinn, which isn't a long game, so it could be coming sooner rather than later. It is version 0.97, so it's very close to its full release. So have a look at it, check it out, see what you think. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, check it out. It's called Littlewood. It looks like a game that I think we could enjoy if you like Stardew Valley. And the final game on my list, Tell Me Why, is a game by Dopenod, who made Life is Strange. It's episodic, it's the same kind of jazz. The story, I'm not sure. I haven't done a lot of reading up of it, but I like those kind of games. You know, they have the ups and downs. Some of the episodes are good, some of the episodes aren't so good. It all impinges on the story, of course, as well, if the story's solid. But we'll see. But I'm probably going to play it because they're very easy to play, those episodic games. One stream and you're done, and then you just wait a little bit more and you stream the next episode. So it fits in quite well with the schedule, and you know, I'm sure some of you guys are going to like that, and I probably like it as well on the whole, I would have thought, given the previous work of those guys. So Tell Me Why is coming out apparently pretty soon indeed. So yeah, that's the list. It's not comprehensive. There's probably other games that I've missed, other games that might crop up and be put on there as per your suggestions. But even so, as minimal as it is, and just a quick kind of, just took me 5 minutes to cobble that together, that's an extensive list of games. It's a good quandary to have, but it's also not good, because I want to play them all. There's games on there that I still want to play that are not even on there, like Final Fantasy Remake, God of War. I've been recommended to play God of War as well. There's games that I want to replay that are not on there, such as Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC, GTA 5 on the PC, what I got for free from Epic Games Store when it was free. You know, there's just so much. Just so damn much to play, and just not enough time. But rest assured, there's lots to look forward to, and if you like the sound of any of those games, then you're in for a treat at some point. Right, 32 minutes, let's wrap this up, because I've got a cup of tea to have and then bed to get to. So I want to roll out of my bed at 6:45 tomorrow in my underwear and check my emails and go to work, you know. So the final thing I wanted to discuss is I might be getting a new computer this year. I might be getting a new computer. Now, I've talked about Patreon money and what that funds, and Patreon money is not going to fund my new PC. That'll be funded by my own pocket. I don't want to sort of burn Patreon money on getting a new PC. So, but yeah, I get new PCs roughly every sort of 3 to 4 years, and you know, this computer's done me very well, in fact. And I say I've had this for 3 years. I've had the bundle for 3 years, a kind of processor, memory, cooler bundle that you get, motherboard bundle. I've had that for 3 years, but the rest of the computer I've had for 6. So the PSU, the hard drives, the case. I've had that for 6 because it's been not the last update, but the update before. So some of the components in there are 6 years old. So the computer's done me fairly well, I must say, and even so, I could probably cope with it for another year or two. I don't think there's any games really that I'm playing that have been like really badly affected by the age of the computer. I mean, I managed to still play. I know it's an old game, but I still managed to play Deus Ex on high settings, which looked really nice to me. The acid test would be a game like Red Dead Redemption or a game like Cyberpunk. because I got a feeling that those games are going to cause this machine to creak and groan a little bit, and even that will be on medium settings tops. And if it gets to that kind of stage, I kind of think to myself, well, nah, you see, I don't want to be playing games on medium. Oh no. So to me, that signals that my computer needs replacing, basically. So yeah, I'm going for a completely new PC. So this will remain as it is. I don't know what I want to do with it, because it's actually still a pretty decent PC for somebody that wants to play just kind of low-level games, semi-decent games. I might just sell it as a bundle like that, or I may put it on somewhere to be as a display, as here lies a computer that served me well. I don't know yet. I might break it down to parts and sell the components. It depends what I got in mind. But yeah. Now I'm waiting to see. Apparently, somebody's informed me that AMD are releasing some new stuff, new processor and new graphics cards, possibly back end of this year, maybe September, October time, and that of course is going to have a massive impact on not only components that are coming out, but obviously the components that are already out, because it might start altering pricing and stuff, especially if the new components that are coming out by AMD are pretty decent, because competition is good for the consumer. And there's been a monopoly for far too long with Nvidia with graphics cards and Intel with processors. Well, AMD have upped their game, and that's surely going to be a good thing for us. So I'm waiting to see what that does to the market before I throw my hat in the computer ring. But I really would like a computer before Christmas, if I can sort of sort that out. Because I ideally want to have that new computer ready to go for when I start, say, Cyberpunk, for instance. And I'm not going to play it on release Cyberpunk. I'm going to play it when I've got my new computer. I'm going to be patient, and it's going to kill me. It really is going to kill me, because people will be playing it and no doubt raving about it, and I'll be like, I can't play it yet. Can't play it. No, I'm refusing to play it until I get a new computer. So that kind of pushed my hand. But yeah, I am kind of waiting to see what happens with the AMD stuff. But when I know and I'm happy, I'm just going to take the plunge and get a new computer, and it will be. It's my only hobby really, other than football. I do like a holiday or two, but it will be a top of the range machine, because it has to be. It has to be for me to enjoy what I'm doing and to enjoy getting decent performance out of games that I want to play. And I'd like to future-proof it as well, so getting a decent computer now, it'll ensure that even in 3 years' time, like this one, I can still play modern games with decent performance. Yeah, not the best performance like it used to do, but still play with decent performance. And not only that, but of course getting a new computer, it's an extreme workaround, but getting a new computer in December might just solve issues with Windows 10 as well. Hence why I'm not stressing too much about the update, because I know that I'm going to be getting a new computer anyway this year at some point. So, if I can cope with this for 6 months longer, I'll cope with it, So yeah, new computer incoming, and I'm probably going to end up getting my new microphone around about the same time as the new computer. So it'll be a mega upgrade and update for me when that happens. I'm right looking forward to it. But yeah, so there you go. There's a little something for you. Coming close to 40 minutes, which I expected. It wasn't going to be a quick one. So the important thing is, look, I hope you are all well, or as well as can be in the circumstances. And if you need to talk, if you need to chat, talk, the Discord server is there. Feel free to pop in, say hello. We're a friendly community, and if you need anything, just reach out. Right then. I don't know when the next video update will be. Probably about another 3 months, but I'll try and be a bit more regular now that we're getting back to normality. Products of Eternity coming for the rest of the week, along with CK2 on Friday, more than likely. And Last of Us on the weekend as well. And the start, of course, of the Obra Dinn thing, which I've just renamed it. So whatever you choose to do, I hope you enjoy. See you soon.